A land of contrast, vastness, and sparse population. Australia, an island continent as vast as the contiguous United States, presents a paradox. Despite its immense size and abundant resources, it remains one of the most sparsely populated developed nations on Earth. The vast distances, challenging climate, and limited water resources in many regions have historically posed significant obstacles to widespread settlement. The first Australians' indigenous population patterns before colonization. For tens of thousands of years before European arrival, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples thrived across the Australian continent. Their populations were distributed in diverse communities adapted to a wide range of environments. These first Australians developed complex social structures, sophisticated land management practices, and a deep spiritual connection to their country. The arrival of Europeans in 1788 disrupted these ancient patterns, setting in motion a series of events that profoundly altered the demographic landscape of the continent. The impact of this colonial legacy continues to be felt today, with Indigenous Australians experiencing lower life expectancies, higher rates of chronic illness, and ongoing social and economic disadvantage. A legacy of policies, colonization, and its impact on population distribution. The arrival of the First Fleet in 1788 marked the beginning of British colonization of Australia, forever altering the trajectory of the continent's population. The British settlers brought with them new ways of life, new governance structures, and new economic systems. Early colonial policies actively promoted population growth, but this growth was largely concentrated in the southeast corner of the continent. This region became the focal point for development due to its favorable climate and fertile land. The White Australia policy, a suite of restrictive immigration laws enacted in the early 20th century, actively discouraged immigration from non-European countries. This policy aimed to maintain a white, British-descended Australia and severely limited the potential for population growth from other parts of the world. It shaped the demographic landscape of the nation for decades. While the White Australia policy was officially dismantled in the mid-20th century, its echoes can still be felt in contemporary debates about immigration, multiculturalism, and national identity. Today, Australia is a vibrant, multicultural society, but the legacy of these early policies continues to influence its population distribution and cultural dynamics. Nature's constraints. The outback and its influence on settlement. The Australian outback, a vast and unforgiving expanse covering much of the continent's interior, has played a defining role in shaping population patterns. Characterized by its arid climate, extreme temperatures, limited rainfall, and sparse vegetation, the outback presents significant challenges to human habitation. The scarcity of water, in particular, has been a major constraint on settlement and development. European settlement remained largely confined to the more temperate and fertile coastal regions, where rainfall was more reliable and access to water resources was less problematic. Despite its challenges, the outback holds a powerful allure for many Australians, captivating the imagination with its stark beauty and unique flora and fauna. The tyranny of distance. Geographical challenges to population growth. Australia's vast size and isolation have long presented challenges to population growth and distribution. The sheer distances between major cities and towns, coupled with the often difficult terrain, have historically made transportation and communication difficult and expensive. The construction of railways in the late 19th and early 20th centuries helped to connect distant communities, but the vastness of the country continued to pose logistical challenges. Even today, with modern transportation and communication technologies, distance remains a significant factor in Australian life. Investing in infrastructure such as roads, railways, and communication networks has been crucial in connecting communities and promoting economic development. Booms and busts. Economic factors shaping population distribution. Australia's economic history has been characterized by periods of boom and bust, often driven by fluctuations in global commodity prices. The discovery of gold in the mid-19th century triggered a population boom, with thousands of people flocking to Victoria and New South Wales in search of fortune. In the 20th century, the discovery of vast mineral deposits, particularly iron ore and coal, fueled another economic boom. This led to significant population growth in Western Australia and Queensland, as mining companies sought workers for remote mines and processing plants. The concentration of economic activity in major cities, particularly Sydney and Melbourne, has further exacerbated the challenges of regional development. Cities as magnets, urbanization, and its impact on regional development. Australia is a highly urbanized country, with over 85% of its population residing in major cities and their surrounding areas. The economic pull of cities, with their diverse job markets, higher wages, and greater access to education and healthcare, has been a major driver of urbanization. However, this urban-centric model of development has come at a cost to regional areas. The allure of city life has led to a steady drain of young people from rural communities, leaving behind aging populations and shrinking workforces. The Australian government has implemented various policies aimed at addressing the challenges of regional development, including infrastructure investments and programs to attract skilled workers to rural areas. The demographic dilemma, low birth rates and an aging population. Australia, like many developed nations, is facing a demographic dilemma characterized by low birth rates and an aging population. This issue is becoming increasingly prominent as the years go by. The total fertility rate has been below the replacement level of 2.1 children per woman in Australia for several decades. This trend shows no signs of reversing anytime soon. This decline in fertility rates is attributed to a range of factors, including increased access to contraception and education, which have empowered women to make informed choices about family planning. Delayed childbearing as women pursue careers and higher education has also contributed significantly to this trend. Additionally, the rising cost of raising children from childcare to education has made many couples reconsider having larger families. Simultaneously, life expectancy in Australia continues to increase, thanks to advances in healthcare and living standards. People are living longer, healthier lives. An aging population places increased demand on healthcare systems, aged care facilities, and social welfare programs, creating a complex challenge for policymakers. Raising concerns about the long-term sustainability of these systems, governments are now tasked with finding innovative solutions to support an aging society while encouraging higher birth rates. Shifting sands immigration policies and their evolving role. Immigration has played a pivotal role in shaping Australia's population throughout its history, from the early waves of European colonists who sought new opportunities in land, to the more recent influx of migrants from Asia and other parts of the world, bringing with them rich cultural traditions and diverse perspectives. The White Australia policy, in place for much of the 20th century, actively discouraged immigration from non-European countries, enforcing strict racial criteria, resulting in a predominantly Anglo-Celtic population that shaped the cultural and social landscape of the nation. Following World War II, Australia began to dismantle this discriminatory policy, opening its doors to a broader range of immigrants. Recognizing the economic and social benefits of a more diverse population, which has enriched the nation's cultural fabric. Today, Australia has a points-based immigration system that prioritizes skilled migrants who can contribute to the economy, ensuring that the country remains competitive on the global stage. Immigration has become a vital source of population growth, driving economic development and cultural exchange, helping to offset the impact of low birth rates and an aging population, ensuring a balanced and dynamic society for future generations. Looking ahead, challenges and opportunities for population growth. As Australia looks to the future, it faces both challenges and opportunities in managing its population growth and distribution. One of the most pressing challenges is the need to address the housing affordability crisis in major cities. The concentration of population growth in urban centers has put upward pressure on housing prices, making it increasingly difficult for many Australians to enter the property market. Another challenge is the need to ensure that population growth does not come at the expense of the environment. A larger population can provide a larger domestic market for goods and services, stimulate innovation, and support a more dynamic and diverse society. A sustainable future balancing growth with environmental concerns. Achieving a sustainable future for Australia requires finding a balance between population growth, economic development, and environmental protection. One key aspect of this balancing act is the need to promote more sustainable patterns of urban development. This includes creating more compact cities with efficient public transport systems, investing in renewable energy sources, and reducing urban sprawl to minimize the impact on natural habitats. Another crucial aspect is the need to invest in regional development, creating more economic opportunities outside of major cities. By embracing innovation, collaboration, and a long-term perspective, Australia can navigate the challenges and opportunities of population growth while preserving its unique natural heritage for generations to come.